There's an old church hymn that says, "Give of the best to your master. Give of the strength of your youth. Throw your soul's fresh glowing armor into the battle for truth." And you know, so many times we look upon the world and we pity them and we say that we'll pray for them, but we accept what's happening almost as normal everyday things, and it's not. The natural man does not exist anymore. When they say, when somebody throws their anger at you, and they say, well, I'm just being natural. It's natural to be angry. No, it isn't. The natural man was Adam between the time of his creation to the time that he became a potential partner for God or Satan himself. And everything changed after that. As you get away from, further away from a source of energy, a source of inspiration, a source of goodness, you begin to lose sight of that source because of the distance between you. And the more we turn our backs on God, the more distant he becomes. Is he moving? No. We're moving. And we're moving in the wrong direction. That's why Solomon said, search out the Lord in the days of your youth, lest the old days come upon you and you say, I have no pleasure in them. There's nothing to remember that's good. There's nothing to look back on and say, that was a good part of my life. A man who serves evil all of his life will end his days in loneliness, despair, and discouragement, because all of those years that he had the knowledge and the energy to seek God, he was serving himself and another master. A lot of people ask, and I've asked myself, I just was talking to my wife this morning. I said, why does God have me do such negative messages all the time? This is not me. The other day, Sunday, we went to a place called GMA Cavite. And GMA was the barangay. Cavite is the city. And there was a little boy. We had to go down a long series of steps. And there was a little boy standing watching me come. And of course, everybody that he had seen mostly in life is brown, Filipino, and then he sees this man of a different color, and it's fascinating to him. But I motioned for him to come up. My wife was taking pictures of me anyway. I motioned for him to come up, and I stood there with my arm around his shoulder and had my wife take a picture. And there was a little girl standing out on the porch with her papa, and she evidently wanted to get a picture with the American too. And so I motioned for her to come over. And she came over and we took a picture together. Now that's me. That's the normal me. Constantly joking around, constantly feeling wild and free, so to speak. And I've said many times, jokingly, I'm not going to take life seriously because life is going to kill me anyway. But you know, in a way, that's true. Life is only the procedure to death in this realm. I was telling my wife, I said, you know, the man in Eden, or that race in Eden, was meant to live forever. God had planted a tree of life there in the garden in preparation for the victory should man choose not to eat of the apple or the fruit or whatever it was. And when God saw that evil had beset his creation, that man was not going to be the potential that he was supposed to be, then God said, let us take this tree out of the Garden of Eden. And so that man cannot live forever in this state. And I'm so thankful that God did, because the pain would be there. The mark of sin, the scars that we carry of a fast and loose life, those would all be there. The pain would be there. But in effect, there would be no end to life. And so in our misery, we would go on and on forever, just like what is planned in eternity, if we don't turn around as the creation of God and come back to God so that he can do his will in our lives instead of letting his creation be destroyed by the destroyer. And God told me many, many times when I would complain to him about the message that he would send me forth with. He said to me, he said, do you think Nathan was like he was all the time when he was before David, to accuse him of murder and to accuse him of adultery? No. Nathan had a life separate. Elijah had a life that was separate. But these men were so dedicated to God that they put their lives on hold so that the Word of God, the warning of God, the chastisement of God, the encouragement of God might be heard by his people. And many times the prophet will go forth and he will say, in a conversation with a Christian, he will say, there's something you need to do. Do you know what it is? And God has not shown me, but he's told me that he's been talking to you for a long time and he can't reach you. So he verifies his word through the prophet. And that is the personal prophecy that you hear about. Not this, oh, you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. When you tell somebody that they're going to be a great man, they're going to be a great preacher, then you're taking, in effect, the decision to become that from them. And you're telling them that they have to do it no matter what. And this is not the way God deals with us. God deals with us on a will-do basis. He's not a God who will push you into anything. He is a God that will talk to you about the benefits of something. He will talk to you about the hazards of something. But in the end, it's your choice. In the end, it's uh, your move, and then God, in effect, honors that move. So, whenever you hear somebody that is negative uh, in their message, in their words, don't take it that they are a sour person. Don't take it that they have no joy in their lives. They have no peace. They have no understanding of a happier existence. But just listen to the message and see if you can pick something out where God is talking to you, where God is instructing you, where God is encouraging you, and receive that word. Because this is what the prophets were for. They were for warning. They were for turning around. And they were for encouragement. They told the people when they did good. They told the people when they did bad. They told the people when they were about to walk off a cliff. They told the people when they were in the right direction, going on the right road. So the words are not always what they seem to be. The words of a prophet or the words of a preacher who preaches from the Word of God is many times a surgical instrument that excises our soul and cuts away through awareness, cuts away through knowledge, cuts away through conviction, the things that are not pleasing to God that maybe we're not aware of. Maybe we have had this as a habit for all of our lives. And God says, I see the finished person. If you walk with me, I will finish you and I will complete the work. And I will cause you to shine like the sun. And you will see as you were meant to see. You will understand as you were meant to understand. God bless you on this day. Maranatha.